Come in.
Hi,
Hi, Sally.
Counseling. Yes,
I'm
hi.
Kathy Perlman.
Hi,
You can
nice
call
to
me
meet you.
Kathy.
Okay.
Have a seat.
All right.
I have your information sheet here that you filled out.
Okay.
And emailed in, and I have read over it. And so, generally speaking, what we're going to do today is just go over your form, and I'll jot down some notes and
Okay.
maybe clarify some things. And we may not get through the whole thing today. It'll take us we have about 20 minutes today. So that's what today will look like, and then we'll continue on if you are interested in doing so. Do you understand that this is biblical counseling? So we'll look to God's Word and resources such as that just to guide us through this process.
Yes.
Okay. And the other thing I want to make clear to you is that everything that is said here is confidential. There are 2 or 3 exceptions to that. One is if I were to get a court order for some reason regarding your case, that would be one I would have to release information. The second would be if I were to, we were to uncover that there was abuse going on that involved children or elderly, I would have to report that. And then the third would be if I feel like in any way you're considering harming yourself or others, I too am required to report that. So do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm really thankful that you came in today, and the situation that you're dealing with. God is bigger than all things, and He has answers for that. And I'm really thankful. It takes a lot of courage to do that. So thank you.
Yeah.
So you say that you're married,
Yes.
and you've been married for. I don't think this says how long you've been married. How long have you been married?
10 years.
Okay. All right. And you're from here in Knoxville?
Yes.
Okay. A stay-at-home mom. You are a homemaker. Sort of work you do is running your home. That's a lot of work. I have children of my own. I know what that entails.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting that you put down that this work is sometimes satisfying.
Yes. I guess sometimes it's just like overwhelming, and I'm not really sure like if I'm really enjoying it all the time.
So you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. I think that's kind of why I'm here, but just that there's like a lot going on in our family, and my kids are all having some issues, and so yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you've been a teacher and a yoga instructor and a bartender in the past.
Yeah, that was like my college days.
I understand that. Most recently a teacher?
Yes. Before my husband and I got married. Yes.
Okay. All right. Is that something that you miss, or?
Not really. Like, it was kind of stressful as well. Just like, so you'd think I'd be used to like crazy kids or something, but, and then there's like all these rules and things that you have to do.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know if I really miss it.
So your preference is being a stay-at-home mom? You just like to?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe just coming up with some ways to relieve some of that stress.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the question here is religious background, and you simply wrote church. Could you expound upon that a little bit?
I mean, I grew up in church, and we don't go like all the time, but I go most of the time to church with our family. But sometimes we just can't make it. And so, yes.
So, would you say that that's an important part of your life?
I think it's pretty important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you and your husband are on the same page with that?
Yeah, he doesn't love going all the time, but yeah, most of the time we are.
Okay. Um, that can sometimes be confusing to kids or cause some issues. Is that something that you feel like is a problem, or are you both on the same page with going? And
We're pretty much on the same page, I think. So
okay, okay. All right, so there's your wedding date, 08. All right, and you have 4 children.
yeah, these two were his before we were married, so they're his stepchildren.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. And let's go back to your husband a minute. Can you just give me some thoughts on your relationship?
Yeah. So, I mean, for the most part, we get along pretty well. He, he works a lot and he likes to hang out with his friends. So sometimes maybe he's not as involved as I'd like him to be. But he's pretty helpful, and I guess we work pretty hard. Like I said, we have his 2 children. Also, his ex-wife is like not in the picture anymore, so they live with us all the time, and so yeah. I mean, I think we're pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So he knows you're seeing a counselor, and does he
Yeah,
approve of that,
he thought
or
it was fine.
puts his blessing on that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so your 2 older children, 15 and 14, Levi and Lana. How would you describe your relationship with first Levi?
I mean, we're like pretty close, but I'm just a stepmom, so it's kind of like hard sometimes to really connect with either one of them. He's probably a little bit more open than she is, just because I don't know. But he's having some hard times at school and things like that, and so he's kind of pushing everybody away. But for the most part, he thinks I'm kind of cool.
So do I hear you saying that you wish that you were closer with them?
I mean, I wish like they respected me more and didn't be like, oh, she's just my stepmom or whatever, but that they would, I mean, maybe have a little connection more than just like, I just live at their house or whatever,
Yes, I have a stepchild of my own, and sometimes that is a little frustrating that there's not a closer connection.
Yeah. So, but, it's what it
Okay.
is, so.
Okay. And how about Lana, your 14-year-old?
Yeah, well, she's like, some crazy anxiety stuff, and she's been like lying about us and telling us, telling people at school, like, just like crazy things, and so she's really like pushing everyone away right now, so I'm not on the list for sure. Or other people, so.
So that's discouraging.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably. Pretty like hard to just like parent all the time, and they don't listen, and so.
And have you made any specific steps for working on those relationships, strengthening those?
I guess not. I wasn't really sure what that meant, so I guess not. Not really.
Okay, all right. And then you have a 7-year-old.
Yes, so that's our son together, and I mean he's like a 7-year-old boy, so just kind of hyper and hard to pin down and things like
Mhm.
that. So
And I'm assuming that, is it right to assume that the three of those top three, older three, are in school?
yeah, they go to school.
Okay. Um,
School.
and so in the daytime, you only have Lexi at home, your 1-year-old.
Yes, yeah, yep, just her. So, but
Okay.
she's like never sleeps. Just really, she's worn us out. So I know not sleeping is probably not that
That's for sure. We all need sleep, don't we?
helpful. Yeah.
Moms I guess we've all learned to operate on lesser numbers of hours
Yeah.
of sleep.
But she's kept us awake a lot.
Okay, let's see. Looking over your appearance, you said that your mom is in failing health.
Yeah, so with the last few years, like she's just had, one kind of health problem after another, and they live in our town, and so just trying to help take care of her and things like that. So
That also was draining.
yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Sounds like you have a full plate. I'm sorry, I'm just jotting this down. So you help with your mom. Is that on a regular basis?
I mean, I'm probably over there 4 or 5 times a week, or helping go to a doctor's appointment or something. So, yeah, pretty.
So do you have to drive her?
Well, I usually somebody tries to go with my dad, just so that he's not by himself.
Okay, and then it says you were raised by a stepfather since you were 3. Can you
Right.
expound upon that?
I mean, my mom married my dad when I was 3. That's who I called my dad. So, I mean, I don't really see him as like my stepfather or anything.
Uh-huh.
So,
And would you say that that's a good relationship or
yeah,
with your stepfather?
yeah.
Okay, and how about your biological father?
I mean, that's been interesting.
Mhm.
So,
Sounds like a story.
I mean, I don't know. He's been in and out of my life, but we're not like best friends or anything.
That seems like you would prefer not to talk a whole lot about that right now, or
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's that big a deal.
okay, sometimes that's hard to handle. But your stepdad you describe as excellent, and
Yeah.
okay, all right. And you said your mom was caring and kind.
Yeah, I mean, she was a good mom. So
Uh-huh.
nothing wrong.
And you would say that you're close with her.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And you list 3 siblings, and any specifics on them?
Well,
Do they
like,
add to your
my
anxiety?
sister is probably one of my better friends, and we hang out and both live in town and help take care of my mom and stuff like that. So, those are probably, they're important relationships, most of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No real
Uh-huh.
issues there.
No. I
Okay.
don't feel like
Alright.
they have
Okay.
anything.
And you said you didn't really feel distant from any of them.
No, not really.
That's nice to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
I lost my brother at a young age, so I was an only child.
Yeah.
So
It is nice to have a crowd sometimes.
Uh-huh. Okay. In describing your childhood, you mentioned there was a death in the family.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just like I feel like as a kid we had a lot of death, like just grandparents and friends and things like that. So I mean, nobody like really close or whatever.
Uh-huh. But those are hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Friend, like your age friends or family friends?
Family friends. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what kind of long-lasting effect has that had, do you believe? Just on how you handle things?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, you miss those people sometimes or wish that they could see you or, yeah, I don't know, just like, I don't know if it's had a lot of effect on me.
Okay. And you checked emotional and behavioral problems. Is that you?
Yeah, maybe like, so I probably have some like anxiety issues or like been worried my whole life about many
Okay.
things. So,
You're a worrier then.
yeah, I'm a worrier.
Okay. And what kinds of things have you done for that in the past?
I mean, like I know what the Bible says about it, and I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like it's real, and sometimes it's like not that bad. So I don't know if I've done a lot for it.
Is there anything? So you feel like this? When you said you were very anxious, but the emotional end of that as a child is carried through to your adulthood.
I mean, I see like now when I like deal with stuff like, oh yeah, I did that when I was a kid or whatever.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Okay. And financial problems, is that from the past or?
Well, just like my parents weren't super rich or anything. I don't know. They told us like, we just didn't have a ton of money and stuff. So
Okay. And but that was still okay. You said that you.
yeah,
We're
we
close
were
with
okay.
them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we were okay.
Okay. Okay. You put your husband down as an emergency contact. All right. And you did say that you believe that you're a Christian.
Yeah.
You were to die today. You know for certain you would go to heaven.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your salvation story?
Well, I was just like a church kid, and I just remember hearing like that a lot, and I remember when I was like 7 or 8, just sitting in church, and I could accept Jesus as my Savior, and so
It's one of the most important things we can do, for sure.
yeah.
And how would you describe your relationship with the Lord currently?
I mean, I don't get a lot of time to spend with him because just like I'm busy and stuff like that. So, and it's okay. It's not that great, maybe.
Would you say that you have been affected by a limited amount of time with spending with the Lord?
Probably, like before we got married and stuff, I, probably had more time to spend with him and stuff. So.
Okay. All right. All right. So you've never been to counseling. You're not under the care of a physician or a psychiatrist, but you do have hypothyroidism, but you are on medication for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've never been hospitalized, never been diagnosed with a medical or a mental health issue. Okay. Never had a diagnosis of anxiety disorder.
No.
Or panic attack disorder.
No.
Okay. Any
Does that
relatives?
change something?
No, it's just something we like to have the information on.
Gotcha.
No. Any relative ever had a mental illness or attempt suicide, or
No.
is that something that you have ever attempted?
No.
Okay. Do you or your family members suffer from emotional issues, and you checked your anxiety and the thyroid
Yeah, I mean,
disease?
just
Again, that's what you feel like you
yeah.
want to
So-
work on, and
Well, like I don't know. I just need to like work on getting peace in my house because it's always crazy, and I mean, my kids are always stressing me out, and making me worried, and all those things. Yeah.
so just curious, and this isn't on here, but what's most likely to keep you awake at night?
Just imagining like worst case scenarios of my children dying or something happening to them or whatever.
Okay. You laugh. That's not a fun place to be when your imagination is going crazy. We haven't certainly gotten through the whole thing, but we have talked about what brought you in, and it sounds like what your biggest thing is anxiety and worrying, and you want to get some relief for that, which I understand. Sounds like your marriage is good and strong, and you desire to have a good relationship with your husband and your children, and you just want to get your anxiety under control. And we will continue to talk about that if you want to continue to meet.
Okay.
How does that sound
Yeah.
on a weekly
I mean,
basis? Is that
Yeah. I mean, I also think just like parenting and how to parent these
Okay,
kids and stuff
okay.
like that. So
parenting help also? Okay. And I want to help you where you feel like you want the most help. So we will work on those things as we continue on, and I will see you next week at the same time on Tuesday.
all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Sally, it was good to meet you.
It's nice meeting you.
I hope
Thank
you
you.
have a wonderful afternoon.
Okay. Thanks.
This is going to be in here too, huh?